Do you think about a specific dish when you talk about a country? Say you talk about Japan and you immediately think about sushi, or you talk about Italy and you automatically picture a delicious pizza. Food in general is an integral part of the culture of a country, and more often than not, it defines a country. It could be due to the availability of certain ingredients, or a different cooking method, or the seasoning. Whatever it is, food represents a country more than we care to think about, and there are so many foods that we directly associate with a country and believe that country to be its origin. Many a time, that is just not the case. That particular food may have been brought by traders or someone else, and it ended up being popularized and defining that country instead of its origin. In this video, we look at 15 popular foods whose origins are not in the country where they are mostly associated with, and interesting stories that come with it. Let's get started. Hey there YouTube, welcome to All Facts Random. We bring you some of the most fascinating facts about things on, above and beyond our home planet. If that's how your brain likes it, don't forget to like and share this video. If you are new here, do subscribe to All Facts Random for more content like this by clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon to not miss any of our future videos. If you are already a subscriber, then welcome back. Croissant. If there is something that is synonymous with France, it is baguette, cheese, wine, and croissant. This fluffy crescent-shaped breakfast buttery food is a common sight in every French bakery. But did you know that the croissants originated in Vienna, Austria, and not in France? It's widely agreed that the precursor to the croissant is the Kipfel, a crescent-shaped buttery Austrian food which is believed to have been created in 1683 to celebrate the Austrian victory over the Ottomans. Biryani. There's usually one dish that is common in every Indian restaurant throughout the world, and that's the biryani. The spicy, aromatic, flavorful dish that is so associated with India. But the word biryani comes from the Persian word biryan, which means fried before cooking, and birinj, which means rice. Though there are a few theories on how exactly it came to India, it's widely accepted that the biryani has Persian origins. Hamburgers and hot dogs. Hamburgers and hot dogs couldn't be more American, right? Well, you're half correct. Though the concept of sandwiching minced patty beef between bread was quite possibly invented in the US, so people could have food on the go, it's widely agreed that this was inspired by a similar recipe from the German city of Hamburg, where they served minced patty beef on toast. Hot dog is another on-the-go food that's very popular in the United States. Just like hamburgers, the sandwich concept was probably introduced in the US. It was inspired by the Frankfurter, a sausage from, you guessed it right, Frankfurt, Germany. However, there are some internal claims within Germany that dispute the origin as Frankfurt. The name hot dog probably was inspired by the German name for the sausage, Dachshund, which means little dog in German. Funnily enough, there is a dog breed called Dachshund that resembles the hot dog. Quiche. The famous French tart, though it is known with its variants like quiche Lorraine and quiche Alsacienne, etc., it in fact originated in Germany. In its initial days, it was an open pie. The word quiche comes from the German word Kuchen, which means cake. French fries. Your best friend with a burger has the word French written all over it. But did you know that it originated in Belgium and not in France? It is believed that poor villagers in the Meuse Valley in Belgium used to eat fried fish they caught in the river. And in winter, when there were no fish, they fried slices of potato instead. It's widely agreed that American soldiers stationed in Belgium during World War I encountered these fried potatoes and called it French fries as the Belgian army spoke French there. The name just stuck as French fries went on to become a popular side dish all around the world. Vindaloo. This highly spiced and seasoned curry from India is particularly well known in Goa and the Konkan regions of southern India. But interestingly, its origins lie more than 5,000 miles away in Madeira archipelago, which is a part of Portugal. The name Vindaloo comes from the Portuguese term Vinho d'Aglio, which means wine and garlic, in which the meat was marinated. Worcestershire sauce. It seems there's nothing more British sounding than Worcestershire. Though it was an accidental invention in the UK, its origins lie in India. The story is that a former British governor of Bengal, after returning to the UK, started to miss the sweet and sour sauce he had in India and asked two chemists to prepare it. The experiment was a failure and they stored the sauce they produced in a cellar. 2 years later, when they returned to the cellar, they decided to taste the fermented sauce and they loved it. And thus, the famous Worcestershire sauce was born. Swedish meatballs. This has been the signature dish from Sweden for ages, and it has been a matter of pride for the Swedes. So it was a complete surprise when historical records and evidence recently suggested that the Swedish meatball recipe was brought to Sweden by King Charles XII from Turkey, and Sweden rightly admitted to it. Caesar salad. This extremely popular salad has nothing to do with Julius Caesar, as many believe. It is actually named after its creator, Caesar Cardini, or Cesare Cardini in Italian, who was an Italian immigrant living in the United States and operating a restaurant in Mexico. The popular story is that one day there were so many people in the restaurant that he had to make something with whatever ingredients he had at hand and toss the salad right in front of the customers. This salad and its way of cooking became an instant hit, and it became the popular salad that we know today. Sauerkraut. This fermented, thinly sliced cabbage dish is a very traditional and popular dish in Germany. But did you know that it did not originate in Germany or Europe for that matter, but in China? In China, they fermented cabbage in rice wine over 2000 years ago. Danishes or Danish pastries. Everyone loves pastries. These sweet, delicious dishes are popular everywhere, and just as in French fries, the name Danish can be misleading, as Danish pastries originated in Austria, in particular Vienna. In fact, the word for sweets in general in French is viennoiserie, which hints at Vienna. Apple pie. The famous quote, "As American as apple pie," can get one thinking that the apple pie is American. But both apples and the pie itself were brought to the United States by British colonists. In fact, it already was popular in Europe at the time. The earliest recorded apple pie recipe can be dated back to 1381 in England. Kiwi fruit. Now let's get into something simple, the kiwi fruit. It's widely believed that the kiwi fruit originated in New Zealand, as the fruit was introduced to California from New Zealand, and the name kiwi points to New Zealand as well. But did you know that the origins of kiwi fruit lie in China, and the cultivation slowly spread to New Zealand later? Its original name was Chinese gooseberry. Scotch egg. This famous British snack has had a complex history with many debates about its origin. A widely popular belief is that it was inspired by the Indian dish Nargisi kofta, which is very similar to the modern-day Scotch egg, except the spices that it had. Another popular theory is that it was created by Fortnum and Mason, a famous department store specializing in food, as a snack for travelers. And finally, we go to cheesecake. This cheesy delight is a well-known dessert in the United States. But what's fascinating is the fact that it originated in ancient Greece over 4,000 years ago, and it was served to athletes during the early Olympic Games as a source of energy. We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more awesome videos like this in the future.